You must be thrilled with the way it's turned out now.
Well, it's, you know, I just finished it, so, you know, it's like they have to take it from your cold, dead hand, you know.
This But you must have, you've kind of literally just finished it. I mean, it's only the last week or two, isn't it?
Yeah. My hands still smell like chemicals. Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with the movie, that's just... how have you seen each other change over this 20-year period? I mean, you've both been through similar experiences in a way. You've both gone through... You were both kind of successful, but you enjoyed bigger success as a result of your time together and as other movies. You've both settled down, you've become family men. So you've been on similar journeys, but have you seen changes in each other that you didn't expect to see?
Tim has to fight less for me now to get me into the movie.
Yeah, after Charlie, that was the first time the studio said, hey, what about, you know,
Johnny,
this guy, you know?
But that's weird, because people now, they think of you as a huge star. But, of course, for years, you weren't. You were in these weird, oddball movies, and they weren't necessarily a big opening.
I think the definition was box office poison, was what they used to call me.
But it's so weird to think back now. And I guess it was Pirates of the Caribbean that turned that around?
I think that had something to do with it, yeah.
OK. How did they deal with your performance? Because, once again, this is something after the event, you say, sure, that's going to work. But at the time, I bet when you first walked out, oh, where, what you doing, all that? What's you doing? That's not a bad impersonation, I think. But they must have questioned that, I'm sure.
They were most definitely upset, yeah.
And you had sit-down chats with them about this?
Oh, yeah. I mean, sitting in a great big, you know, like a giant conference room, speaking with grown men about, you know, how many gold teeth and how many, you know, dangly bits from your hair.
So they wanted a limit on the number of dangly bits in your hair? And...
Pretty much. I mean, you know, yeah, it was very strange.
But you must have been confident then that you were doing it right. You must have had that belief in...
Oh, I did. I mean, I didn't do anything differently. I mean, I made choices for a character that I believed in, and I knew who that guy was, and so I basically just said to them, look at it, you know, this is the guy, and if you don't like him, you're welcome to fire me.
Yeah.
You can pay me.
So it's kind of a win-win situation for you, really, at that stage. But they, you know, phenomenal success. I mean, all three of them. And there's the fourth on the way. Is that confirmed now?
There is, yeah. There's a fourth on the way, and we're you know, getting through the script and coming up with some.
That's
really
exciting,
fun
isn't
stuff.
it?
Yeah, it is.
And this will be the same director. Is it Gore Verbinski?
This is a different director this time. It's Rob Marshall, who just did 9 and has done Chicago, and he's a very interesting guy.
So you didn't want to...
It's going to be a musical then, huh?
He's
musical hits.
Well, you've done the musical, of course, Sweeney Todd. And who would have thought we'd seen you sing? Because when you were in a band years ago, you just played, was it guitar or bass? You played
guitar, yeah.
So you weren't a singer on stage?
Never.
But you did a good Sweeney Todd. Did you see Johnny and Sweeney Todd, ladies and gentlemen? He carried a tune. He was channeling Bowie for part of that movie, I think. Did you like doing the singing as part of the film experience?
No. No, I didn't. It made me incredibly uncomfortable. Because, you know, to step up in front of a microphone, you know, for the first time in your life at the age of 40 or whatever, it was like pretty obtuse.
And now, in the new film, of course, Tim's encouraged you to dance on screen as well.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's quite some dance. Is that... Presumably some of that is computer-generated, the dance?
No, the fudder-whacking.
Yeah. No, that's the name of the dance, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, just to know. But you've got to be... When it first occurred, I thought, what's that going to be? When you say he's going to fudder-whack at the end, I thought, this is going to be good. Can I watch this with the kids? What's going to happen? And it's... but it's quite something.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to do... The doctor's given me a month to not... I have to stay away from my fudder-whack.
You coward.
The knee, you know.
Oh, it's the knee, Johnny. That's why. You can't dance because of the knee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim might be able to show you a little bit, huh?
I can't make my head spin around.
Keith Richards, of course, appeared in the last of the Caribbean movies with you. And you're a huge admirer of his. I know you're making a film about him, aren't you?
We're doing... It's a thing that we've talked about for a number of years now, that we finally had a moment, the two of us, to get together and do like a first installment, if you will. And so basically all it is exactly what Keith and I have been doing over the years, is sitting around in hotel rooms talking, gabbing, having a drink, and we've documented it. So it's something we're doing together, and we did five days, and it went extremely well. He was just incredible.
At the time still, though, even though, I mean, obviously you're comfortable where you are and who you are, but there are times when you're sitting... I'm sitting opposite Keith Richards. Do you still have that feeling?
Oh, it happens all the time, yeah. Yeah, when he starts, you know, bringing up things about, you know, the early days of the Stones, and being whisked out of hotels through laundry chutes and things like that. You just
there must be some chunks of that period that he can't remember with absolute clarity, though, I imagine.
I gotta say, you know, he's got a pretty good memory for what he did. got a pretty great memory.
I'm sure, like many people, when I saw the first Pirates of the Caribbean and realised that you were partly kind of like doing a Keith, the idea that you might be on screen together was an exciting one. Then when it finally came to be, what a great moment. Here you go. Remind yourselves that this is Pirates of the Caribbean, the two of them together.